I've broken this video down into 3 carefully thought sections. Number 1. Design. These are high-end motion design elements which will amaze our viewers. Here we will set up our scene with all the 3D elements. Section 2. Animations. Here we will give animation to all the 3D elements and add smooth 3D camera movements. Section 3. My favorite, cinematics. Here we will turn this flat-looking design into something that looks straight out of cinematic Netflix movie. This section alone will put you ahead of almost every other designer, so do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. By the way, if you're a YouTuber who wants your videos to feel premium, not just look edited, this is exactly what I do. I help creators turn raw footage into high-retention documentaries, talking head videos, and reels through storytelling that actually hold attention and keep viewers watching till the end, resulting in more sales and views. You can contact me via email or just DM me on X. And please don't watch this tutorial if you have an attention span of a little goldfish, because this is a very long tutorial. And if you want to follow along with this tutorial, there's a link in the description below. You will find every material that I'm using in this tutorial, and you can just download this and follow along with it. First of all, I will create a main composition. I will call it a main comp, and I will write 1920 by 1080. So this is the main composition and all the 3D elements will be composed here. Now I will create another composition named folder up. So I will just give it a size of 3641 and 4408. I will just import this folder up file here. So now you can see I have this folder file here, and what I will do, I will just design this folder front side. And keep this thing in mind, I'm designing this project like a template, so use this template again and again with different projects and customize it. You can also sell that template if you want and make hundreds and thousands of dollars by just selling this template. What I will do next, I will just create another video composition to put here. So I will just create a video 1000 should be great, and 1200. Okay, so this is the video. I will create a frame of this video here. So for this, what you can do, you can just right click on here and create a new solid and give this a white color and just click OK. Now what you can do, you can press Control on the keyboard and double click on this rectangle tool. This will create a mask in your solid. After this, what you can do, you can come over here and drop this down and turn this mask expansion down like so. You can just eyeball this, and after doing this, what you can do, you can just select, okay, you have to first select the subtract here like so. You have to just select these 2 anchor points of your mask and just move them up like so. And if you want to keep this thing in straight line, you can just press the shift on the keyboard. This will do it like so. So I will just leave it over here. Okay, I will just write the name here, whatever you want here. In this case, I'm giving this Evil Dead, and I will select Helvetica, so you can just move it over here like so. You can just align this to the center and move it a little bit down like so. It's looking great. So what I will do next, I will just drag it over here, this window here. Now you can see we have this frame here. What you can do, you can just create another solid and give it a color of maybe this and put it down over here so that we can see our background here. Now you can press Y on the keyboard to select this anchor. You can just make it a little bit bigger like so, and we can just adjust it later. You can just put it over here right now. So I will create another composition named article 1, and I will give it I will just create it first, and now what I will do, I will just import this mask file here. You can just import this like this, and now what you can do, you can just press Ctrl K on the keyboard. From here you can just readjust the composition size. So lock the aspect ratio over here, keep it like this, and just make it a more bigger. I think it would be great, it would be good. So you can just turn this transparency on and scale this mask down to fit in this composition like so. Put 38 over here. Now what you can do, you can just go on this folder again and turn this import this crumble white paper texture. What you can do, you can just put it over here, and now put this crumble white paper beneath this layer and select the alpha matte here. Now you can turn this off so that you can see it clearly. Go in this thing and just copy Ctrl C and just go in this composition and press the Ctrl V to paste it over here. What you can next do is that you can just rename it article 1, and we can just do it later. We are just designing right now on this stage. What you will do next, you have to just come in this folder of composition, and you have to just drag this article 1 over here. Now you can see we have this article and it's so small. So what I will do next, I will just go again here and just press Ctrl K on this keyboard to just increase this like so. Now I can just select this mask and press S and just scale it So what I will do next, I will just create another article here. 1300 and 1000. It's not looking great. I'll create another solid, give it a white color. You can just repeat this process. Press Ctrl on the keyboard, double click on the mask, and it will give it a mask, and just turn this expansion down like so, and select the subtract over here and just select both of these. No, don't select both of these, just keep it like so, and you can create another solid mask and give it a color of this one and just put beneath this white solid layer. So that's how we have this placeholder, another placeholder. So I will just rename this. I will just rename this, and I will just put this placeholder here. I think here would be great. Press S on the keyboard and just scale it a little bit bigger. So we will do it later. Now again, create another placeholder like so. You can just duplicate this one. Placeholder 1 and placeholder 2. We have this placeholder 2, and just put it over here. You can just again press the S on the keyboard and just drag it like so. Go here and just I think maybe change it a little bit, like one. You can just delete this white, again repeat that process, create a solid and give it a white color, and press Control on the keyboard and double click on the mask. Give this mask is expansion, negative expansion, and select the subtract over here, and now select both keyframes. No, don't select both of these, just leave it right now. It's looking great. Just scale it a little bit bigger like this. We have to put another article, so First I will create another article. I will call it article 2, and I will just create it like this. I'll first of all measure this. First of all, I will just place. Now what I will do, I will place this article 2 over here, and now you can see its width is so small, so I will just go here and give it a width of, maybe increase that like this. Come in the folder here. Now you can see it's looking good. What I will do next, I will just go in my folder, and from here I will just import this mask 3 file in this composition over here, and just scale this mask down like so. And let me just turn this transparency on so you can see this mask clearly like this. You have to keep things, I think I should go with 339. 39, it's looking great. 39 and I think 41. Okay, 40, go with a 40. Okay, so you can just go here in this article and press Control, first unlock this and Control C on the keyboard, and just come over here, press Control V to paste this paper texture beneath this mask layer. And what you can do, you can select this alpha over here. Okay, now this will turn this like this. Now let me just turn this transparency off so that you can see it clearly. Now you can just make it a little bit bigger so that it can cover the whole mask like this. Now we have another article over here, and I will just go in this part, copy this text, and come here in this composition and press Ctrl V to paste it over here. Drag it a little bit down to decrease its scale. Now it's looking good. I will just go in the folder up to see how it's looking. Okay, so far so good. So I'll just put it down like this and make it a little bit bigger. So we've created this folder, front folder. So now we will create the second side of the folder. First of all, we have to first close all these windows, these composition. It's getting messed up. So I will create another composition named folder down. This will be the downside of our folder, and its size will be 4509 4529. I will just import this folder down here. So I have this folder down file. I will just import this inside this. Now I will design all of the composition over this folder. So I will create first composition of this folder, and I will call it a placeholder down, and give it a 1300 by 1300 size. And just repeat the previous process. Just create a solid white color and press Ctrl on the keyboard and double click on your mask. This will create the mask, and just drop this menu down and drop this mask expansion like so, and select a subtract over here, and now select these two anchor points and just move them a little bit like this to get that frame. Now you can create another one, solid, give it a nice color, and just put it beneath this white solid layer. Now you can just put this placeholder over here, and you can just press S on the keyboard to scale it a little bit up like this. Next I will create, you can just put another text here, but instead of writing the text, I will just copy from this article 1, go to this, press Ctrl C and paste it over here. You can just, this will save the time. Now after doing this, what you can do, you can come up here and create another composition for this, and it will be your first article of this folder. First article down. So what I will do next, I will just give it its size of 2000 by 2000 and import the mask too. I have already inside this, so I will just select the mask 2. I will just import it over here, press S to scale it down and turn this transparency on so you can see it clearly. And now you can search here for the texture, paper texture, paper. Here is the crumble white paper texture. You can just put beneath this and select alpha matte over here. Now you can see, just turn this off and you can clearly see it. And from here you can copy this article and paste it over in this composition here like this. So after doing this, you can create another sub composition. I will call it a sub holder and give it a size of 1000 by 1000, and I will just give it a solid of this color, and I will go in this folder down section here, in this first article of down, and I will drag this subholder composition over here so that we can put some picture in this. We will stylize it later, write the text and give it some other lines. I will just write first article down and I will just drop it over here. Now you can just press the S on there to scale it, to increase its scale, put it beneath this place holder down, and so I will create a new composition, name it down one video. You can just give it whatever name you want, it doesn't really matter. So I will give it a size of 2023 to 1421. So repeat the same process, just create the solid. So you can come in this folder down composition and drag this down video one composition over here. So I didn't create it, give it a solid background, so give it a solid background like this so that you can see it and place it beneath the solid layer. Now you can see it completely clearly. So I will create another one, another placeholder. Now create another composition named, you can name it whatever you want. So I will create a placeholder down and give it a size of 1300 to 1300, and just repeat the same process like this. Create a solid, give it a white color, press the Control on the keyboard and just double click on the mask and give this negative expansion of this. Select the subtract over here and just select these both anchor points and move them a little bit like this. Now you can come up here and select this article and press Ctrl C to copy this text and just paste this text over here. So you don't have to do it again and again, just do it same like this. Select this, go to this composition and select this solid background and copy it, paste it over here like so. And after doing all of this, you have to you have to drag this placeholder down to here. So create another composition, and the last composition for the folder, just give it a name whatever you want. So I will just give it article lost it down, and I would give it a size of 3292 and 1244. Create a composition like this and write a mask here and we have this mask here, mask 3. I will just import this mask 3 and turn this on, transparency on, scale it down a little bit like so you can see it. So after this, just write crumble paper white texture that we have in our project. So drag it over here and scale it bigger, scale it like this, and place this layer beneath this mask layer and turn this on, turn this alpha matte option on here. So after this, you have to come up any article composition and copy this effect and just paste it over here like this, and go to folder down composition, and here is the article lost down. We can place it over here. We are mostly done with these folders, and now we are going to create the last folder. I will call it a middle folder. So I will give it a size of 3967 and 4408. So what I will do next, I will just import my last folder named as folder half. I will just import this over here and align it in the middle. So after this, what I will do, I will just create another composition of its first video. First video, middle folder, and I will give it a size of 22.7 and 2027 and 1409. Press OK and repeat the same process. Create a solid. Just put beneath this layer and go to back here. Go back in this middle folder composition. Drag this first video file here and just place it over here right now. And after this, you can create another article for this folder. Create new composition, give it a name of whatever you want. Middle article 3462, 3467 I think, and a 4408. Just import this mask 1 to here in this, and align it in the middle. Turn this transparency on so that you can see it, and scale it a little bit down like this so you can just fit this whole mask inside this composition. After this, you can select the paper crumble paper and just drag it over here, scale it bigger, scale it up like so that you can cover this whole mask, and drag this crumble layer beneath this mask and select here alpha matte to turn this thing, and turn this transparency also that you can see this. Okay, it's looking great now. So what I will do next, I will just go here in some article and just copy this text and paste it over in the middle article like so. And after this, inside this middle article, we will create another composition named place middle holder article. You can just name whatever you want here. I will give it a 1000 by 1000 and just give it a solid color like so. And after this, what you can do, you can just come over here in the middle article, just to drag this middle holder article over here. And it's not looking nice because it's not too long, so we have to increase its width. So I will just go here and increase its width like this, so that it can cover the whole area here. Yeah, now it's looking good. We can leave it over here and just go here in the middle folder and drag this so here's the middle article. I will just drag it over here. Okay, now you can just scale it down like so and place it beneath this first video so that you can just go inside this video like this. Now you can press R on the keyboard and just rotate it like this so that it maybe a 15 would be great. So just place it over here, and select this composition and go here in the composition here in the effects panel and search for the drop down shadow. So here's the drop shadows. Just apply this effect, select first of all this one and select this and apply this drop shadow effect and turn this opacity to 100%, distant to maybe 20 would be great, and softness, increase the softness like this. I think maybe we should go with a 50. 50 would be great. Okay, so here is this, so it's now making a difference. This upper layer is making the difference because of the shadows downside beneath it. I'll create another composition here and I will call it a middle article 2 and give it a size of 292 and 1244. So after this you have to come up over here and search for mask 3, put it over here, scale it down a little bit so you can just fit in here. First you have to check this to this transparency on so that you can see this, and just drag it down like this so that you can just fit this mask. Now you search for the crumble paper. Crumble. You see how easy it is. You just drag it like this and place this layer, paper texture layer beneath this mask, and just select alpha mate here so that you can see this mask. Now turn this transparency on so that you can see this newspaper. Just go here in any of the article, just copy this article and paste it over here. Sorry, not here, just up side of this layer, and now you have to go in the middle folder and delete this one and middle article. So just drag this middle article over here like this, maybe like this. And now what you will do next, you will just go here and you will select this composition here and go into the effects control panel and just copy this drop down effect and select this article and press the Ctrl V to just paste it over here. So for this I will just create another and I will call it a middle placeholder, and I will get a size of 1640 by 1150. I'll just give it a solid color of white. Just repeat the same process of creating a card. And just middle placeholder, select this middle placeholder and just drag it over here like this. Rotate it a little bit like in minus six degree like this. It would be great. -6 would be great. And now just create another placeholder, and I think it's the last one. Yeah, this is the last folder we are going to create. So that was the hard part, just designing a lot of folders. So we are just getting, so I will call it place last holder, and I will give it a 1300 by 1300. I will just come up here in the middle folder and just drag this last holder to here, maybe here. So sorry, first of all you have to give it a solid color, any color, it would be great. Just place beneath this folder, beneath this layer, and drag and just rotate it, and press S and make it a little bit smaller like this. Now it's time to put the material inside this composition and composite all the things into the one main comp where we will do the animations. Okay, so I will just open this folder up, and here I will just increase the size of it a little bit like this, and drag this layer upon all of these layers what I will do next, I will just import another thing from our folder, which is this pin that is going to be fixed here. Okay, so scale it down. First of all, press this control. Okay, now press the S and decrease its scale like this, and I will zoom it a little bit like this, and also rotate this one like this. I think it's looking nice here. I will just rotate it on the different, on -8. I think -8 would be great. No, I will just rotate it more like this. Okay, so I will just rotate this one also like this, and now I will select this pin and select this pen tool and just draw the mask like this. Here, and now I will just decrease the size of it also. Now you can just reposition this article like this and rotate it a little bit in the minus like this. Go inside it and create another layer and give it a stroke here like this. I will create another composition because I forgot to create this sub composition here to hold one picture inside it. Placeholder again and give it a 1000 by 1000 pixels size, and just create a solid here so that we can see that in the picture here in the article. So give the shape layer a stroke and black stroke and turn off the fill. You have to give it a 22%. Okay, now it's, so I will just write and scale it down a little bit like this so that it can fit inside here, inside of this Book of Dead. Now I can put this placeholder inside of it, inside of this article like this. No, we can put any image inside of it and we will do it right. Okay, so go in the ChatGPT and ask it to write any topic, any article related to the topic that you're working on, and write a paragraph and just copy it. So copy it and paste it over here. Just square our rectangle like this and paste it over here. Now you can see we have font of Helvetica here, so I will just write Cambria. And place it over right here. Now what you can do, if you turn this transparency off, you can see it's going actually overboard from this newspaper. So what you can do, you can just copy and paste or duplicate this mask, drag this layer upon this text layer, and just select the text layer and select the alpha mate here. Now you can see we just only left with this thing. So after this you can just duplicate again this text and paste it over here. Okay, now we have this thing here. Okay, so I will just copy and paste it again, this pin, just duplicate this pin and just drag it over here like this, rotate it a little bit like this and drag it over here. Now we can select this mask that we already have inside of it and just move this mask up a little bit so that we can reshape this picture like so. Okay, so we will go in this article also and do the same process, repeat the same process, just create a line like this and Okay, so again go here in this article and select one of the text from here and paste it in this article for a composition like this. So now we have this thing here. I will just paste it over here. You can just turn on this title save action so that you know where the midsection lies. You can duplicate it again and just paste it over. So now we have this thing. If we turn this transparency off, that you know that's the same problem of the mask. So I will just duplicate the mask 2 times and just place this mask layer over to these text layers like this, and just select the alpha here in the text and also select the alpha matte over here. Now you can see we have this text which is not going outside of this newspaper. So now you can see we have both things which are feeling very nice. Now we just have to put in the pics and videos inside of them, inside of these compositions. So you can just download anything from the internet on the topic that you're working on and just place it right between this layer, right between these 2 layers, and just scale it up bigger like this so it covers the whole area. So I will just select it and place it over here. After this, what I will do, I will just go here, and so after this I will just go in this folder up section here and just now we are missing one thing, which is the tape section here. So I will just go in this folder and drag this tape that I have and just drop it over here in this folder up section. Now scale it down a little bit, like I think maybe 20 would be great. Yes, 20 is looking good. 15 is also looking good. Okay, 15 is good. Just rotate it like this. Yeah, it's looking good. Just duplicate it again and drop it over here, rotate it like this, keep it random. Okay, yeah, sorry, just duplicate it again and I think its opacity is low, so you have to just duplicate it again. So I will just duplicate them again so that it look like the real tape. Now this folder is looking quite nice, so we have to go in the folder, another folder, the second folder, which is folder down. So I will just go inside of it, and now you can select a Javanese text and just rotate this text in a 90-degree angle like so, and just place it over here. So if you zoom it a little bit, now it's looking fine and nice. What I will do next, I will just rotate this folder, this composition like this, and I will just go inside of it and write something. So I will just go in this folder up and copy this pin here and just paste this in the folder down. So now you can see I have to actually decrease its resolution so that I can work properly here. Now what I will do, I will just select this tape and copy it, and also this pin. Copy both of these and just paste this in the middle folder like this. Okay, so now we have this thing here, and we done with the designing all the folders. So what we have to do, we have to do the compositing in this main composition right now. So what I will do, I will just come here in the main composition, and I have to post this rustic black wooden background like so, and press the S on the keyboard and put 50, maybe 50 over here, and just align it to the center. Now what I will do, I will just go here in the effects and preset panel and search for CC repeat tile. So I will just apply this thing here and select the unfold here and increase the right, left and down also. So we will just do it later. I will just import all the folders here. So I will just search here in the project panel for about folder. So we have all these folders, so I will just select this folder up, folder down, and the folder middle folder, and just place them over here and press the S on the keyboard and just scale them down to maybe 13 would be great. Okay, 13 is looking great. One by one, just align them in a center. And so what I will do next, I will just hide this folder down maybe right now. I will just drag this middle folder on top of this folder up so that I can see this one. So it's looking, I think maybe just turn it in the high resolution first. So you can see I have a problem over here, the mistake I did. So what I have to do to correct this one, actually this middle folder is looking small from the folder up. So what I will do, I will just go in this folder up, and you can see this cardboard here, folder up png.png. I will just copy this one and go in the middle folder here and just paste this over here. So what I will do next, I will just drag this layer below to every layer here. You can see I will hide this layer folder off right now. So you can see I again select this one here and just align it to the center like so, and I can just now rearrange these elements according to this folder. So now if we go in this main folder, now you can see we have the same size as this folder have. Okay, so what we will do, we will just drag this middle folder in mid between from these two, this folder down and the folder up. Make this folder down visible and just align this one also, and press the P on the keyboard just to drag this like so that, and let me just first turn all of these things to 3D. Now you can see we have this 3D, and select this folder down, just align this one. Okay, now we have this thing here. What we will do next, I will just select this middle folder here. Now I will import other elements in the scene that we have. I will just import these assets. This is cigarette, this is a lighter, these are cigarettes, this is ashtray. I will just import all of these three things here, and I will just scale them down to maybe 13%. Okay, 13% would be great right now. So I will just align them one by one. You can just follow me. 5. Ashtray would be, I think, 25. Just scale it down to maybe 8. 8 is looking great. Okay, and maybe turn it down, just decrease the size of it. 16. Yeah, 16 is good. 16 is good. Okay, so what I will do next, I will just import this newspaper also here, because the scene is looking quite empty right now. If I upload, or if I import just this one, scale it down to maybe 15 or 13%, and and just turn these all elements that we imported just right now, just turn them into the 3D and rotate this one like so, like it's randomly placed here, because we have to keep this thing here empty because we will just open this folder, so we need some space over here. I'll just drag it over here. So what I will do next is that I will just give the drop shadow to these elements so that they look real. Search for drop shadow in the effects presets. Here's the drop shadow, and just apply this in this cigarette. Turn this opacity to 100% and distance to maybe we have to zoom it a little bit so that we can see. So 69, and maybe 80 is good. No, 80 is too much. So first of all, just increase the soften like 126 or around that. Okay, so now you can see it's looking quite nice, like it's actually placed on the table over here. I will just copy this drop shadow effect by pressing the Ctrl C and just apply the same effect on this lighter, and apply also this on the ashtray. Now you can see all these 3 elements are looking quite great. So what I will do next, I will just apply the same effect on this newspaper also. Now you can see it's also looking nice. And last but not least, we have this folder down here. We have to apply this thing also in it. Now you can see actually it's looking nice, but it's too much dark. Decrease its opacity to maybe 50%. Now it's looking quite better. So in this part we will do its animation. Everything is already set up in this scene. So what we will do, we will just animate the camera and these 3D elements on the screen, opening this folder and making this camera move in a smooth motion. So for this, what we can do, make sure you just have a 3D layer turned on in all these layers in your main composition. And after this, what you can do, you can create another camera. Make sure you create a 2-node camera, and then create again a null, and turn this null layer to 3D and just parent this camera to this null. I want this folder to open. So first of all, you have to select this folder up, and select this anchor point, and just drag this anchor point to here in this corner like so. And now you can see if I press the rotation and give a 180 or 120 maybe rotation in the y-axis, it's gonna open like so. So what I will do next is that I will just give a keyframe, a simple keyframe on the y-axis right now, and go maybe in 2 or 2.5 seconds here, and just give another value like maybe 180 degree. It's gonna be full open on 180 degree. I have to just select both of these and press F9 to ease them. So now if I play this animation, it will look like this. Okay, if we play it again like so. So this animation is taking too much time, so I will just shorten the distance between these 2 keyframes like so. And if I play it again, now you can see it's completely fine. We have a problem over here, a little problem over here. So you can see if we just open this folder, now you can see everything is flipped inside this. Basically it's giving us an illusion of turning, but it's basically flipping. So that's why this all these writings are flipped. We don't want this thing here. What we actually want here is that we want to see the inner side of this folder, which is the middle folder that we designed. Okay, so for this, what you can do, you can just move these keyframes further in the timeline like so, and now come here in this section right here in the start of this keyframe. And what you can do, you can select this middle folder and just take this big whip and parent this middle folder to the folder up. Now if I play this thing here, you won't see the middle folder again. That's because we have another little problem. So basically what is happening over here is that we've just placed this middle folder up and this folder down on the same position. So we have to just move this z-axis of the middle folder a little bit down so that you can see this. Okay, so let me just show you. If I select this middle folder and press P on the keyboard, move it a little bit downward like this, now you can see we have this middle folder over here. So if I now just play it again, you will see the inner side of this folder, which is the middle folder. So let me just play it again. Now you can see we have this thing, but we have another little problem, which is you can see this middle folder is also flipped, or you can say is turned in the y-axis. We have to just flip it, so it's not a big deal. So just right click on this and go in the transform and just flip horizontally. So now you can see we have everything settled here. We can read everything over here. Okay, it's looking great. So in order to add the realism, what you can do, another thing, this is the folder up. So first of all, select any of these elements and select this drop shadow effect, and just copy it by pressing the Ctrl C and just paste it over in this composition of folder up, like so, by pressing the Ctrl V on the keyboard. So you can see we have this pretty sharp shadow over here, so we don't want that right now, so we will just turn back it to 50%. So now it's looking good. So another problem we're facing right now is that you can see we are overlapping this. So actually you can keep it like that, but I don't want this thing here right now. So what I will do, I will just select all of these folders like so, and also these three elements that I've placed over here, and just move them a little bit like this in this position by just selecting these handles. So what you can do, you can now just shift your attention to the cameras. Now we will animate the cameras. So first of all, I will select this null and press the P on the keyboard, and move this playhead over further in the timeline, and just do this animation simply. Just zoom it like this, and also just open this whole menu, whole transform section here, and just give another keyframe in this in the z-axis over here, and just come over here in the same position as we gave the keyframe to this position. So here in the same position, we have to just rotate it like a bit, like this. Give it a little bit more zoom by changing the z-axis of the z position of your camera, of your null object. So now you can see we have to just do it like this. Okay. So after doing this, what you can do, you can select both of these last two keyframes and press this button on the keyboard, and make sure you put the 75 or 70, or at least 70 value over here. So just press it like this, so it will give this easy ease to our keyframes. If we go in this graph editor, you can see our graph is altered. So after this, you can just select this and press F9 to just easily ease these keyframes. So now if you play this animation, it will look very smooth. Now you can see it's looking very nice. So after this, what I want here is that I want the camera to move continuously. Like this camera is stopping here, so I don't want this. I need to start the second motion of this camera smoothly before stopping. Okay, so for this, what you can do, you can just duplicate this null and press U on the keyboard. So now it will pop up all these keyframes. So just delete all these keyframes like this. So you have to just drag this playhead back from maybe 5 to 6 frames back from these keyframes. And what you can do is you can select this new null and press this bracket, or just move these this null over here like this. Now you can give new keyframes like so, and just move your timeline here. Now what you can do, you can just select this you can take this pick whip from the previous null and just drag it over here to connect this null to the new one. Now you can see we have this parent and child relation over here. So you can select this this null and just give another position. So just move this camera from this z-axis to backward like so, and also turn this and give this 0% in the z-axis. Okay, now you can reposition it like this, So repeat the same process with this null keyframes. Select these both keyframes and press this button over here. This will give a nice curve to these keyframes. And select these both and press F9 on the keyboard. Now if you move a little bit like this to make this. Now if you play this, it will look very smooth. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's looking nice. It's looking very nice. So now you can see this technique is the secret to smooth camera movement. You have to do the same thing if you don't want your camera to stop and just smoothly transition from one movement to another. You have to do this technique. After creating this one, what you can do, you can just select this folder up and press the U on the keyboard. This will pop up all the any keyframe on the layer, and just go over here, and we want our folder to open up just right from when this camera is moving upward. Okay, so I will just drag these keyframes here. Okay, so now if I play this, it's gonna look very awesome. You see, it's looking great. Let me play this again. I'll just do it again. Repeat this process. Just delete all these keyframes after duplicating this null, and just move backward from these keyframes a little bit like this. Now select this null and just move it over here, and select this null and just parent this from null to previous null to this new one. Give these new keyframes, and from here you can just move and move this Z position again, so that you zoom right here in this composition. Sorry, you have to just go like this. You can now turn this Z-axis like this, so it will look cool, more cool. Select these both and press this button on the on here, and using this extension, select these both and press F9 on the keyboard. Now you can just move these so that it look more nice. So here we are in the cinematics part. So here I will do a little bit color grading and just make this I will just select this all these nulls and just move them further in the timeline like so, and I'll also select this folder up composition and press U on the keyboard. This will pop up if any keyframes on the layer, so just move them also. It will be here, you have to just move over here. Okay, so what I will do next, I will just right click here in the timeline and create a new spotlight here. So make sure you create a spotlight, not parallel one, point, or ambient one. Okay, so just create a spotlight and just press OK on the keyboard. So now you can see we have this light over here, and you can turn this title save action on. Just move this light in the center of this composition like so. And after this, what you can do, you can just move this point of interest, this, to the center also like this. So our next step will be to animate the light first of all. So give a keyframe on the point of interest, and also go to the light options here and just keyframe to this, and just move these both keyframes further in the timeline like so. So from here what you can do, you can just move this here playhead to the 0 frame, and from here you can decrease the cone feather like this, and also move the point of interest, move the point of interest to the left side like this. It's totally your own preference, you can do it however you want. So I'm just doing here right now like this. Okay, you can just move it a little bit more like this. So now you can see we have this light animation. If I play this, I have this pretty light animation. Okay, you can select all of these and just press all of these keyframes and press F9 on the keyboard, so this will ease these keyframes. So after doing this, what you can do, you can just create another. So we have this light animation. So another thing I want to do here is that create another adjustment layer by pressing the right button on the key on your mouse, and just create a new adjustment layer, and here apply. You can you can go in the effects and preset panel and apply the CC vignette, and just apply this in this composition or in this adjustment layer. So we have to put the texture on it. So let's say if I turn this into the go in this folder, assets folder, and just import this concrete wall texture. Okay, so after doing this, you have to scale it down to maybe 20%. 20% is so small, so just move it a little bit like this. Preset panel and CC repeat tile. Apply this effect CC repeat tile over here. Just select the unfold here. Increase the right, expand the right, expand the left, expand the down, expand the up, everything. Okay, so I will expand right and left more like this, and just and now select this layer in the timeline, press T on the keyboard, turn it, decrease its opacity to maybe 20%, and now here toggle the switch and go to this mode and select a multiply here. Now you can see we have this texture over here. So if I zoom in, you can see we have this nice texture over here. It's not visible, too much visible, but it's at a layer of detail in the project. So if I turn it off, you can see we won't have this, and if I turn it back on, now you can see we have this thing, and it's actually looking quite nice. You can create another adjustment layer, and I will now just color grade this. For this, I have a plugin called Looks. So I will just select this new adjustment layer and call it a Looks. And after this, I will go here in the effects and preset panel, and I will search for LWK Looks. So if I apply this, you can see we have this effects control panel. We have this looks here. So I will just click on this edit button, and this will pop up a new window where I can edit and give some crazy effects to this. Now you can see we already have these presets. So I will just go with this. I will just select this one here, Blockbuster Worm, and you can use a lot of, let's say if I use this blood bag, now you can see how cool it's looking. Man, it's looking awesome, but it's too much dark. So select the ones that you like. So there's a lot of options you can do it. So I will just select this one. I think this is looking nice. I will just select this one, or maybe this one. And just click on this check mark. This will just apply all the effects. Now if you zoom in, it's looking very nice. You can just add it and do your thing. Now what you can do, you can just move this these three nulls back to their position like this. Just make sure you place this the first null here on the 0 frame like this. And what you can also do, you can select this folder up and just move these keyframes where they should be. Okay, so here I want this folder to be open, so I will just drag these keyframes over there. So if I play this, it's looking quite nice. So actually I have to move it a little bit further like this, so that first a light animation plays, and then we will go with this camera animations. Okay, so now you can see it's looking very nice. It's already looking a lot